Discover the secrets to sustainable, flexible, and successful growth in life and work. Register now.
What impresses me is not the titles she has won, though they are truly remarkable at the age of 19. Her shining performance at the Rugby World Cup and becoming one of the top scorers is certainly a major achievement. But what makes me reflect even more is the speed at which everything has happened. In a very short time after graduating from high school, she stepped into a professional environment, competed at the highest level, and quickly became a key player for both teams. Her life has had almost no pause. This makes me wonder, if I were in her shoes, would I be resilient enough not to be swept away? When opportunities come too quickly, people often confuse moving forward with being carried along. But with Sorensen-McGee, I sense an astonishing clarity. She does not rush to choose a single path but consciously keeps her flexibility, playing both 7s and 15s rugby. This is not just a career decision but also a statement about how she sees herself, not limiting herself, not forcing herself into a mold too early. That flexibility, to me, is a profound lesson.
In modern society, we are often pressured to choose a path as early as possible, as if experimenting is a waste. But this story demonstrates the opposite. Sometimes allowing oneself to exist within multiple possibilities is the best way to grow holistically. Not everyone needs to multitask like a professional athlete, but everyone can learn not to rush to confine themselves. Another aspect that makes me reflect deeply is the role of family, particularly her mother, Nicole. In an increasingly professional and somewhat harsh sports world, having a young athlete with such a solid support system is invaluable. Her mother is not only a supporter but also someone who understands her best, helping her make crucial decisions. This makes me realize that behind every great success, there are often quiet but enduring relationships. I ask myself, in my own journey, do I really listen to those who understand me? Or am I sometimes too caught up in proving myself that I forget the value of sincere advice? I believe independence does not mean separating from loved ones. On the contrary, knowing when to lean on the right people is a form of maturity.
It is also impossible not to mention how New Zealand rugby treats this talent. Their creation of a flexible contract, allowing her to play both forms of rugby, demonstrates progressive and humane management thinking. They do not just see her as a resource to be utilized but as a human being to be developed properly. This leads me to a broader question. In any organization, are people truly placed at the center? I realize that the environment plays a huge role in how far an individual can reach their potential. Talent is a necessary condition but not sufficient. Without a system that respects and nurtures it, talent can be wasted or even burned out too early. This is a lesson not only for sports but also for education, business, and society in general. Another point that particularly catches my attention is how Sorensen-McGee speaks about pressure and public attention. She admits that everything happens very quickly but also says she has gradually gotten used to it. This is not hardening but adaptation.
In an era where social media can amplify both success and mistakes, maintaining inner balance is an essential life skill. I ask myself, am I letting external factors influence me too much? How many times have I done something not because it aligns with me but because it meets others' expectations? When Sorensen-McGee says she focuses on why she plays and for whom, I feel this is a very clear guiding principle. When people know why, they are less likely to be lost amid the what and how. The constant movement between cities, between two competitive environments, and between two forms of rugby is also a powerful metaphor. It is like living among multiple roles, multiple expectations. That is certainly not easy. But rather than seeing it as a burden, she seems to treat it as a natural part of the journey. This makes me realize that sometimes the difficulty does not lie in circumstances but in how we interpret them. We often only see the moments of brilliance on the field. Rarely the difficult decisions behind the scenes.
Her choice not to fully transition to sevens rugby, even though that might have been the safer path after her initial success, shows the courage of not following inertia. This is an important message. Success is not a straight line but a series of conscious choices. I take away several clear lessons for myself. First, there is no need to rush to define yourself too early. Allowing yourself to experiment and remain flexible can open doors you never imagined. Second, cherish those who understand and support you. Personal success is rarely the result of a single individual. Third, environment matters. Whenever possible, seek or create environments that allow you to grow in a healthy and sustainable way. Fourth, always stay connected to your why. When you clearly know why you do something, you are less swayed by external pressures. Finally, learn humility and focus, just as her mother taught her. In a world of constant change, these are perhaps the simplest yet most enduring values.
Take slow, flexible steps and cherish the journey. Thank you for journeying with Scrum Masters Elite _UK.